Hi guys, I finally got some news from my network that has made me feel that I'm now free to talk about the changes that are coming in January. Now, I know you guys have been sort of focusing on all the new content ID claims and all the problems we've been having for the last few weeks, but in fact I have been far more nervous of the changes that were coming in January. And that was because of some changes to the partner system that I will try to explain. Now, before I do that, I'm probably going to have to explain to you guys the current partner situation and what it's going to change to, because unless you are a partner, you probably have no idea. The basic thing is you can become a partner with YouTube directly. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call that an affiliate partner. Now, for all I know, that's what they've always been called, but that is certainly what they are going to be called as of January, so I'm going to use that name now. Now, these guys can upload videos and apply to monetize them. And when they do that, there is a chance that they will have to go through a review process. And this review process basically says to them, you know, do you confirm that this content is owned by you, or you have permission from the content owner, or it falls under the fair use clause of US copyright law. Now you might be wondering what the fair use clause is, and you probably are not alone. It basically is a clause under the, I think it's the DMCA, that says you can use game footage and other digital media for certain purposes: reviews, parody, I believe tutorials, education, that type of thing, and other derivative or transformative works. And if you're thinking that last one sounds a little open to interpretation, you would be right, as are all the rest in many ways. You know, you could get a lawyer to argue what a review really was. And this is going to be important. I will come back to that. Right, so that's your affiliate. On the other side, you had partners that didn't sort of join YouTube directly. They joined a network, and I'm going to call them managed partners. Again, I don't know if that's the title for them now, but it is the title for them in January, or at least one of the titles for them. And they basically join this network, and they do not have to submit their uploads to the review process. The network themselves gives an assurance to YouTube that that partner is obeying the rules and obeying the law. So they sort of give YouTube this assurance, this certainty, and in exchange, the partner doesn't have to go through the review, and the partner gives a certain percentage of his earnings to the network. And that is basically how it's working right now. But as of January, there's going to be at least one change, and I think two changes. The way I'm reading it, I think two things have changed, and I know a lot of other people have read it that way as well. The first thing that has changed is networks have been told they have to classify which of their partners are managed and which, from now on, will be considered affiliates. Now, they can have all of their partners as affiliates if they want, or all as managed, or they can, you know, choose whichever they want, but they have to do that. Those that have the managed status continue as normal. They can upload videos, and as long as they don't get flagged by the content ID system or, you know, break the law, they will be fine. They do not have to go through the review process. The partners who get downgraded to the affiliate status, and I say downgraded because it really is a downgrading, they will have to go through the review process. Exactly the same way as the normal direct partners on YouTube, the other affiliate partners, do. And they have to wait between, well, the official version is between 2 hours and 2 days. I am hearing from several people who've gone through this many, many times that sometimes it can go 2 weeks, and sometimes it may not even happen. And I've even heard horror stories suggesting sometimes a video will just get rejected for no apparent reason, and other times, you know, one video that is pretty much the same as the last video you uploaded gets rejected even though the previous one didn't. So that does suggest that there may be some inconsistency. However, the biggest problem, of course, is the delay, especially if you're bringing out, I don't know, if you're bringing out news as it happens, that's going to be a big problem. Now, the second thing that, well, might have changed is the actual review process itself. I looked at the wording of it, and it did seem to suggest that you needed to be the content creator holder, the copyright holder of everything you upload, or have express permission from the copyright holder. So, for example, if you're uploading a review of a game that you don't own the publishing rights to, which obviously, let's face it, you don't. You're making a review of the game. You're not the owner of the company. You need to contact the company and get permission. You cannot use fair use to upload that review. Now, that is not explicitly stated. It's just that when I read the text, it did seem to suggest that that's what you needed. You needed to be the copyright holder or have express permission. Now, a lot of people are worried about that, because if you can't upload under fair use, essentially, well, the review process is pointless, really. If you need to get permission from a developer to write a review, let's face it, the whole concept of impartial reviews is done. It's over. They're only going to give you permission if they think you're going to give them a positive review. It's as simple as that. So if you're a reviewer who's famous for being brutally direct and honest, and the game publisher is not completely convinced their game is up to scratch, they'll just say no. Whereas if you're a reviewer who always says something nice, they're going to say yes, aren't they? I mean, and that, of course, is going to bring a whole new type of review, which is essentially a completely pointless one, a fluff piece that will get accepted by the company, but let's face it, it's no use to us. Well, no, there is another one. You could do a review as long as you didn't use any video footage of the game, and you have to ask yourself, would you watch such reviews? You might. I mean, if you know this situation, you might actually be smart enough to say, you know what, no, I'm going to look for the reviews with no game footage because they're the honest ones. But let's just be totally honest here. The ones with video footage are going to get a hell of a lot more views. They just are. And what does that mean? Well, it means they will climb the ranking in the search engine, and those are the videos that will appear when you type, you know, let's say a game's just come out, Grand Theft Auto 5, which I've not played, review. All of the hits at the top will be good reviews, possibly. At least that's the worry, that's the problem. And everyone's in a little bit of a panic about this, because if you're an affiliate and you really don't get permission from these companies, YouTube are going to just basically reject your application. Now, it's not because you've broken the law, and it's not because your review doesn't fall under fair use. It's just that YouTube might not be willing to take that risk, or they don't want to spend the time evaluating whether your video meets the right criteria. They just want to know, do you own the content or have you got express permission? Just to simplify things, make it safer and easier for them. Now, this is complete speculation, and that is totally based upon me reading the text a certain way, but a lot of people have read it that way. You can see by the panic in a lot of people, especially people who have been downgraded to affiliate status and who are now worried that they will now no longer be able to upload unless they, you know, kiss the right corporate backsides. And of course, the small YouTubers are just not going to be allowed. So a small YouTuber who wants to get into the review scene, you've probably got no chance of getting permission. Unless you become a managed partner. And you might be thinking, well, if there are YouTubers out there with 1.5 million subscribers being demoted to affiliate partner, what chance do I have? What chance do small channels have? I would say excellent. In fact, I'd go beyond excellent. I would say they have a superb chance. I have kept managed partner status. I found out today, which was a relief. I will admit it was a relief, but only a partial relief, because I sort of already knew that if I wasn't given managed partner status, I would find managed partner status. And that isn't me having a huge ego here. They go, oh, everybody loves me and everybody wants me. But I think this is the whole point of all these changes. I think this is the end game of YouTube. I think they want us all as managed partners. Now, this is pure speculation. I mean, it really is pure speculation. I mean, if you think about it, why the hell are the networks not giving everyone managed status? Well, it must be because there is some downside to having managed partners. And let's face it, the obvious one is, if you're a managed partner and you do something wrong and get a copyright strike, your network is probably going to get a strike as well of some type of penalty. And you might lose your channel, but perhaps the network might lose their network. This, of course, is going to make networks, multi-channel networks, very nervous about having a lot of channels that they cannot police. And of course, they're going to demote a lot of them to affiliate status. But I don't think that's where YouTube wants you. I don't think they want affiliate partners of their own or under a network. I think they would like gaming channels like mine firmly under a managed network, so that they take responsibility for this, so that the review process is not something YouTube have to do. The channel does it, the multi-channel network does it, sorry. So my network will check each time I upload a video to make sure I haven't done anything wrong. And obviously, the longer you're with them without doing anything wrong, probably the less often they'll have to check. But a wise network would still check reasonably often, just in case you do something accidentally, because it will reflect bad on them. And that will be excellent for YouTube. If there's a problem, YouTube can penalize the network. That gives the network the incentive to really crack down on the problem. But also, YouTube can say, well, don't blame us, blame them. Which means YouTube can concentrate on streaming videos, and the networks can concentrate on making sure their partners are behaving. Now, again, pure speculation on my part. But I think that's what this is about. I think basically inside of 6 months, most gaming channels that were not affiliates before, most gaming channels that were partnered before, will be managed partners once more. If you wanted to be in a network, it was probably for this reason, to avoid the review process. And I think you'll be a managed partner in a very short amount of time. The channels that were affiliates and didn't want to be part of a network, they are probably going to feel some pressure to join one. If my speculation is right, and that YouTube are going to start rejecting more videos based upon just, you know, very strict rules. They don't want to, it's not good enough to obey the law or copyright law. You just basically have to meet very strict requirements for YouTube to say yes, because they don't want to take the risk. And you might find some other channels just becoming managed. And again, I think that would suit YouTube's agenda here. I think that's what they're going for. Now, that might sound a little nefarious, but I actually think this could work for us very well. It will mean, of course, the networks have to police their partners. But I think that's going to be good anyway, in general, for those of us that don't do anything wrong. I think it's going to make our channels look better. I think it will give us more protection, because if somebody comes after us, the network knows they will be responsible as well, so they will fight for you. If they didn't fight for you before, if you belong to a big network who almost couldn't respond to your emails, I don't think you'll have that problem ever again. If you're a managed partner and you say, I've got a problem, they're going to pay attention. So I think this could work. And I do think a lot of new, smaller networks are going to sprout up. I mean, the reason I've got managed partner status is because I belong to a small network. And they just said that. They said, we're small enough to be able to, you know, manage all of our partners without any problems. So don't worry about it. Of course, there are a lot of super large networks out there, let's face it, probably with way more partners than they can police. And they've had to make a lot of people affiliates, including some huge channels. Those channels will get eaten up. If their channels don't change their status back to managed, they will get eaten up by a new channel very quickly. They really will. Unless they are uploading videos that will get that network into trouble. But I doubt that's the case. I think you're just going to... I saw a video, I don't know who it was by, it was another YouTuber discussing this a few weeks ago. When everyone else was panicking, he was saying, no, I don't think this is something we should panic about. And he said, 2014 is going to be the year of the small network, and I think it is. There's going to be a lot of small networks popping up, a lot of people will get partnered with them, and YouTube will feel safer and happier, and everything will pretty much go back to normal. The Content ID system changes are probably going to annoy us for some time to come, although I do think those will settle as well. I am going to talk about that in another video, but I do think that that will settle for a variety of reasons. Again, we'll cover in that video. We may occasionally see the odd catastrophe where an entire network disappears because of some content violations by their managed partners, but I would actually think that pretty much immediately any of the partners who were not involved in the problem that caused that network's downfall would get snapped up by other networks as well. So in general, we might see some interesting phenomenon because of these changes, but my gut feeling is 2014 is gonna just continue to be a good year for gaming videos on YouTube. I don't think YouTube want to see us gone. I don't think they do. I don't think they want that at all. I think they want us to stay. They just want someone else to take the responsibility for checking that we're not going to get YouTube into trouble. I think that's literally it when it comes down to it. YouTube want the content we're making. I do think gaming videos make up a huge amount of the videos on YouTube. That and cats and people getting punched in the face. Or is that... No, there's another network for that, isn't there? People being punched in the face. Can't remember what it's called. But I think they want us to stay. I just think they want to be, you know, like... treat us the same way as they treat people who upload videos of their fluffy cat. Just, you know, upload, put adverts on it, make money from us and not have to worry. Of course, this is pure speculation on my part, and if I'm wrong and the world of gaming ceases to exist on YouTube come 2014, I do apologise for my cheerful disposition and general hopefulness right now, but honestly, I'm fairly sure that there is hope, and we're going to have business as usual in 2014. Lots of videos. Definitely a lot more videos than I've been producing the last few weeks. And I do apologise for that. I know I have not done... I've not done many videos at all, really. And I had a lot of things planned. I was going to start 2 other Let's Plays, or at least 1, but maybe 2 other Let's Plays. I was going to do a lot of other videos. I would like to have done a Christmas special for Skyrim and Fallout New Vegas. But as it is, I have been horrifically busy. Partly because it's Christmas and, you know, kids and all that. But also partly because of all of these issues. It has been a hectic few weeks fighting the Content ID claims, finding out what's going on, communicating with people left, right and centre, and then of course worrying about the upcoming changes and trying to find out about that as well. You know, that gets in the way of making videos. It also saps your motivation. However, that has gone, I think. The Content ID problem is not as vicious as it was. It's still there. I still have 1 video I'm disputing, but the future looks like it's pretty bright as far as I'm concerned. I'm hoping. Now, I am going away. I'm off for Christmas. I am leaving in a day and a half. So there will be, I'm afraid, there will be no Skyrim Mod Sanctuary, no Fallout New Vegas. So that's obviously bad news if you were hoping for those. There won't be Christmas specials. And I have not got what I planned, which was going to be a new Let's Play series that I would film in advance, and then I would release them 1 at a time whilst I was away. I had planned to do that just so there was content over Christmas. I have not been able to do that, and I do apologise. But I know you guys understand with all the issues I've had. But this is a temporary blip. 2014, I will be back. Well, I'll be back, yeah, about 2014. And I will start making the videos again pretty much immediately. And yeah, so good news, actually. Really, it is. It's very good news, which is great because it's Christmas. So if this is the last video of mine you watch before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. a happy Festivus or happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate. Yuletide greetings. God if you are Norwegian. And I will see you guys in 2014. And yes, I will. It has been confirmed. I will be seeing you in 2014. So, Merry Christmas.